Along your path as a manifestor, you might encounter that others envy you. Manifestor envy is a thing, and that's the point of this video. From here, I'll be sharing 2 reasons why manifestor envy happens and some personal stories of manifestor women about their experience with jealousy and even copying. I'm Karen McMullen, and welcome to The Empowered Manifestor. Reason number 1 that you may experience people being jealous of you when you're a manifestor is because manifestors get noticed. They have a shine, they have a way of standing out. And this is similar in some ways to the projector. Ra, the founder of Human Design, also a manifestor, says, "There are so many beings that would like to grab onto our star and ride along with us." He also said that manifestors, whatever they create, is ultimately going to be either rejected or copied, but always envied.
I have had throughout my life, and it always just every time it surprises me, but I have had, like, in my 20s is when I really started to notice that people would copy the way that I dressed, or people would copy, um, like, I want to be like you as a writer, or they would say, "Oh, I'm a writer and like you are," or something, or "I'm a this like you are," or I'm a dance teacher, and now because you taught me, because I took your class, so now I'm going to be a dance teacher like you. Like, things like that would surprise me. And one in particular was that someone had written, I found so interesting. I found something that I had written and shared with him on their table with their name on it, as if they wrote it. It made a big impact on me. And I was first just like really hurt, and I talked to them about it and they denied it. It was a strange thing. I don't want to get into the details of that, but I would say on the positive of that, at least I put it in the back of my mind. Oh, what I do really, really impacts people.
Envy has been expressed toward me in very underhanded ways. Like when I was in high school, and I knew that I was gifted at making choreography, and I knew that, in dance class, I was always one of the favorite students from the very first class that I ever went into when I was 3 years old. And dancers especially have a gift for envy, because we're in front of a mirror a lot of times. We're comparing ourselves to our peers and to our teachers, and when there's a star pupil, everybody's kind of got it out for them. And I don't think I was ever the most technically gifted dancer, but I've always had this, I feel like all my manifestorness comes out when I'm dancing, and I'm very good at expressing myself through my body, and that's something that you can't really teach people. And so, yeah, it bred a lot of envy. And so I remember my senior year of the arts high school that I went to, all of the students had to create choreography and could pick other students to put in their pieces. And I wasn't in a single one. I wasn't chosen for a single one. And my teacher actually pulled me aside and she said, "I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. Everybody, it's just jealousy." Yeah, I haven't experienced like a huge amount of it firsthand, but I do see people copying me from time to time, which I consider flattery. I mean, it's flattering to me. I think if you're doing something right, then you're gonna see people trying to replicate what you do. So that doesn't really bother me.
The second reason why people are jealous of manifestors is because seeing a manifestor in action and manifesting is impactful and impressive. We live in a world that tells us all that we ought to go out and create the life that we want. And really, it's only the manifestors that are here to do that, to go out and initiate. So generators and projectors in particular are conditioned right from the beginning to be manifestors, and yet they are constantly failing at being manifestors, and every time that they initiate, it doesn't go well. The manifestor impact not only creates impact, it also can create a degree of jealousy in the people around the manifestor.
And most of everybody who is not a manifestor have manifestor envy. And I see it. Like I probably feel most of the envy from manifestor generators, which is funny because you're a manifestor generator. So I feel a lot of manifestor envy from manifestor generators. And not every manifestor generator is that way with me. It's that would be who I say that I feel most of the envy with from. Not necessarily another manifestor. It's usually a manifesting generator. Because they have, kind of that same thing. They want to be a manifestor, but yet they got the generator aura. And so it's like, oh, well, God, I wish I was you. And to me, it's not easy being a manifestor. And I think people need to understand that. It's not easy being a manifestor. You have to learn to really take rejection. And that's what you have to understand, that not everybody's going to love you. And it has to be okay that way. So the whole envy thing is like, well, you have no idea.
Yeah, and I've had people say it like out loud, which is like, the interesting thing about envy to me is that as a manifestor, it's not an easy place to be because we go against the grain so much. We don't mean to, but we there's places we just can't seem to fit in, or I'll speak for myself, that I can't seem to fit in or feel comfortable with, or like that. So whenever I hear people say, excuse me, that they're envious, it surprises me.
It's like it's no one's better. It's like you just need to live your design the way you're here to live it. And I think that's the most important piece to look at.
It's interesting, the way I've looked at it is that you go out into the woods and into the forests, and you look at trees and you appreciate the trees. You don't say that tree is good and that tree is bad because one tree is fat and one is thin, or one is tall and one is short, or one is bent and one is straight, unless you're in the lumber business. For the most part, you just look at the trees and you appreciate them the way they are. They are what they are, and you can appreciate them. But the minute you get near humans, it's interesting that you immediately go into a judging mode. You come into better and worse. And you do that out of your own insecurity. You do that out of your own need constantly to be reassuring yourself. So you're saying that person is got more hair than I do, or that person is see, that's the one I picked. So I wonder why that, or...
So that's it. If you're a manifestor, you might encounter envy along your trail, and that's just a part of the deal. And so learning just how to be you, be the tree that you are, and allow others to compare themselves to you if they want to, but maybe even you could gently remind them, if you love them, that everybody has their own tree and everybody has their own way. And if they're a generator, their way is not to manifest in the same way that you do. Just a reminder, this is a series of videos, so I highly recommend you check out some of the other videos in the Empowered Manifestor series. If you like the series, please like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe even share this with another manifestor that you love. Take care and see you soon.
If you start to practice seeing people as trees, I don't mean in the, in the sense of just appreciating what they are, including yourself. It's just starting to appreciate yourself, appreciate your humanity.